Ooh.
Hello, Jamie. Sorry, we're a little behind. I had to end up making dinner. I made it, yeah.
Oh,
Rolled
what
up
do you
some
have?
ham. I made a baked ham with like a honey glazed on it and pineapple, and then made some cornbread and a salad, and then my daughter had mac and cheese with hers. I did not. I don't dislike mac and cheese. I just think it's boring and I don't want it. So that's what I made for dinner. And we had some like cookie or something for dessert for her. Yep, because now that I have, now that I focus on actually food, I actually will be cooking. I cook, but my parents went out, and so I just took the food and made it into a nice dinner. I don't usually bake cornbread, but it came out pretty damn good. Violet's live again?
God.
Cutter, what is up? We're gonna let my buddy play art. Yeah, whenever he's ready. We've just been promising our son to.
God, suck at this game.
Yeah, we've been promising our son we would play Fortnite with him, so that's what we've been doing. Since it's Christmas break. Your son's name looks familiar. I will see you later.
Okay, we're back. Did you turn the audio thing off? No. I did now because you just reminded me. So I made that for us for dinner because we went out to the library. My daughter wrote me a letter for Christmas, and then after that we came back and I made us lunch, and then I streamed, and Arc Raiders did not go well. OBS fucking lag aside, fucking every mission was getting my ass kicked by fucking Arcs because Kara was like, yeah, go over here. We went over there and it was like a fucking mosh pit of Arcs that did not like my face. But did you see how many people I freaking ran into that were completely oblivious? Like literally sitting behind, camping a dude, talking to him, and they're just like, duh? Or the guy that I met on the street just ran by me like nothing. And I'm like, dude, I could have cooked you, bro. Just duh. Well, don't get pissed off when you get fucking cooked or ganked because you're fucking too oblivious. Like, when we get third party, that's what I hate, because third party is a cheap way to play. It just means you're waiting for the players to get hurt and injured so you can easily take them down. It doesn't make you a good player. But man, if you're just running blind and some dude decides to just pop you off, like, that's the fucking shit you don't get to get mad at because you weren't paying attention. Do you see how I can spot things? And people like one of my ex-girlfriends used to tell me, like, I don't know how you fucking see a 1,700 meter headshot on that game, but you can't fucking see your phone in front of you. Do you see how many times I'd spot people that were like blending into the rock in a distance because you see movement? And I'm like, dude, your head would be done right now. Hello, hope you have a great night and won't be on too much. Game with a group of friends. Alright, have fun. So, like, I'm like, what the? I'm like, you got to be lucky that I am a nice guy, and I'm not one of these fucking online griefers. People don't have their head on a swivel, but then now I understand people that shouldn't be crying when they get fucking ganked or fucking jumped by other players. When we get pissed, it's when we get third partied. And if everybody knows what third partied is, right? It means when you're shooting either another team or you're getting shot by, like, you're fighting another, like machines, and you're in a battle, and then they start shooting you. That's called getting third partied. That's like the weakest form of fucking gaming. If you think you're a good player, you might as well play Call of Duty and think you're a good player, because those things don't go together. Third party is just a cheap way, because if my health is down and I'm focused on something else, and then you're shooting me in the back or you're attacking me, of course you're gonna get me, right? Because I'm already injured, I'm already distracted in the middle of a fight. Third party is dirty playing. It's about as low life as camping an extract point in that game and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. But I just thought it was funny, and I'm like, do you have any players that I could take out if I fucking was just a guy that was just like, you know what? They almost deserve to have it happen because they're just so oblivious, right? Maybe I should be that guy that just starts fucking cooking them. Right? Just run by. Like, if people are going to run by me on the street like that, and and complete, like the guy in the bush. Remember the guy? We ran into each other running right by the bushes, and he still didn't see me? I'm like, maybe I should fucking turn around and shoot them just to be like, this is why you need to have your head on a swivel. And I'm a nice guy. This is a training thing right here. So yeah. It's just funny how oblivious people are, especially in a game like that, right? You have to be like head on a swivel. So, but, yeah, so, anyway. So, yeah, so we went to the library today, and my daughter wrote me a really cool letter for Christmas.
That's pretty cool.
So, we did that, yeah. And then we've just been chilling. She's behind me right now, sitting on her phone. I think at some point she's gonna play her game. And then we'll hopefully, I don't know. CJ's playing Fortnite with his wife and a certain other person whose name we don't speak of here. So I don't want to say too much, but I seriously doubt that we'll be playing Arc Raiders tonight. People, I mean, at the end of the day, right, people go where they want to go. People, they can still be friends, but, you obviously are going to spend more time flocking to someone that you prefer to hang out with versus someone that you are just passerbys with. So it's cool. I don't know, but they're playing with their son too, They promised a Fortnite because they're off, so now it's all about Fortnite. And of course, you know, I'm not gonna go around where I'm not. I don't want certain people around me. So, unfortunately, you know, it suffers the situation, but whatever it is. You know, if you can't like divide your time, then you know you go where you want, and that's cool. Like I'm not gonna let that bother me. You know what? You go where you want, where you're the most comfortable. You know, I give Ampro crap about cheating on me going into like Violet's stream, for example, because I see him in there sometimes. But at the end of the day, like I'm not seriously like you're cheating. Like what are you doing? You can't go there, right? There's a bazillion streamers. Some more popular than others, ones that you feel more comfortable going in with, and that's fine, right? You can have friends that like, you know, they come into your life and suddenly like they're the best option. Then you go do that, and then you're acquaintances with the other people, and at least in some form or another, you're a part of that person's life. So, you know, at this point, you take what you can get, and you don't, you know, I can't let that bother my mental health or beat up about it because I'm not going to force people to do something. I can ask, and if you want, you know, and you know, it's also the thing like, well, you don't play that game. Yeah, you're right, I don't. But I also play 10 other games that you play, and you know, that's the situation. So, but at the end of the day, you know what? You go where you want to go. You do what you got to do. If you want to come in and say hi, you come in and say hi. If you want, you know, it's like passing someone in the hallway and saying hi to them every morning, as opposed to passing another person and then going, "Hey, let's go sit down and have some coffee together." Right? One person just passes you and they keep going and you keep going. The other one you actually sit and spend time with, which is the difference between like. In my opinion, it's the difference between a good friend and basically like an acquaintance. And there's nothing wrong with acquaintances. At least you're in that person's life and in some form or another, right? And this is in no regards to anybody in particular, but you know, what's that?
Sorry, Cutter. Picked up my phone and it's like 105 degrees. Sorry, my bad.
You're good. So it is what it is, right? So maybe we're gonna play Arc Raiders one way or the other, probably. I know Gemini wants to play. Him and I have been playing quite a bit. So, but I think people, I see stuff that people don't think I see, and I don't know if it's comical or if it's seriously hurtful. Because, like, they think that you don't know what's going on. And that includes people all the way up the fucking ladder. It's just funny that how sometimes when things go dark and all the same people go dark together and then all the same people show up back when the light comes back on. And then the whole time you've just been sitting there trolling along and it's like... Oh, busy. You know, at that point too, don't do me the disservice or the disrespect of just not fucking telling me the truth. Hey, I prefer hanging out in this area and saying hi to you as I pass by. Cool. At least I know where I stand and where my lane is. Like that's what I need to know. But don't put me in your lane and then you never pick me up and take me along for the ride. Right? I know I'm using... I mean, that was a pretty good... what do you call that? No, that was a pretty good... What do you call that? When you... I don't know what the word... But you know what I mean. A pretty good assessment of, like, what I'm trying to describe, right? Analogy. There you go. Analology, what? The analogy, yeah. And then it's like, it's also when you ask someone like a certain amount of times to do something, and it never follows through, whether or not legitimate stuff comes up, whatever it is. At the point, it's funny how like you'll do that, and then when you finally get to the point of, you know what, like I'm tired of asking, right? I'm just tired of asking. You know, and then when they're like, well, how come you didn't tell me you were playing? How come you didn't tell me you were doing this? How come you didn't tell me you were going there? Well, one, because I've asked you 17 times, and 17 times, whether it's been something has come up or not, we haven't done anything. And then it's funny that the minute that I stop asking, it's like, well, why didn't you? Why didn't I? Well, because I did it for 17 fucking times. And after the 17th time, I realized I'm tired of asking. If you really want that, then you need to come to me, right? But they don't, right? How many times they don't? I have a certain person that like I used to play with all the time, but I was always saying, let's play. And if you don't, when I ask, say no. And then after a few times, I'll stop asking. But don't do it to just appease me, right? Appease me or please me for like one time, or be like, look, I played with you. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to do it just to make you happy. You either want to actually do something with me, or you do not. And don't do it just because you feel like it's required to like get me off of your back or whatever it is. Right? And I hate that. And a perfect example, someone that I asked all the time, and you know, they would play with me quite a bit, and then there were times that they couldn't. But when I wouldn't ask, do you think I ever heard for the person going, hey, let's play this tonight, or let's do this tonight, or let's go here, or whatever it is? No. Right? It's like fucking, then why do I keep asking you? But it's like the second you stop, then they're like, well, fucking, why didn't you tell me? I don't know, bitch, because I told you 18 times before, right? And then you did, nothing happened. And the second I stop asking, now I'm the asshole. Like, now I'm the one that's not, like, following through. And it's like, at the end of the day, you go where you want to. You don't do it to get me off your back. Don't do it just to make me happy. And don't do it to be fake or full of shit. Like, if you don't want to, and you'd rather go somewhere else, then go do that. But tell me that at least, and be like, hey, I like saying hi to you, but I don't want to play with you. Okay, cool. What's up? Then I will stop asking you. But when I stop asking you, on any situation, doesn't have to be, I just use playing as an example. It could be anything. If I stop asking you, then don't turn around and make me look like the bad guy, or be like, oh, well, you didn't remind me. Like, bitch, like, dude, or, you know, whatever. I've reminded you 100 fucking times. Right? It's because people don't want to take accountability. I mean, and people don't forget what honesty means. Honesty is just lies to make someone feel better in this day and age, right? At the end of the day, like, do it because you genuinely enjoy doing it. Like, there's the guy that I'm, you know, for example, I played with someone recently that, like, you know, they seem to enjoy it because they come to me, right? I get people that, you know, I get this person blowing me up. All right, well, of course, like, yeah, that makes me feel good. That means you genuinely want to play, right? Like, I understand both sides, but when you're the one that you are only the one that asks ever, and then you stop, and then they're like, what's up? And that person never asks. That's bullshit, right? That's when it's like, yeah, you're not doing it because you enjoy me and doing it with me. It's because you feel like you're obligated at some point or another. Don't treat me like an obligation, because I'm not, right? It's just like people coming into my streams, and I joke about people going in street and hanging out in other people's streams and all that kind of stuff. Like, treat me as somewhere that you want to go. Like I said, like, you're coming to hang out at my house. Does that mean you have to hang out at my house every night and only my house? No. Can you have other houses to hang out with and on different nights? Of course. But when you come to my house, I want it to be because you genuinely want to come in and go like, hey, I feel like hanging out with him, man. Like, this is going to be a great time. But don't do it as an obligation. Don't treat me as an inconvenience. Don't treat me as an obligation. Don't hang out with me just to appease the me. If you genuinely don't want to do it, and you're doing it just to be like, okay, you know what? Now you can say that I played with you, then don't fucking bother. And I don't just mean playing, I mean anything. Coming over to my house. If I invite you to my house, don't do it to be like, you know, and you know that demeanor, right? You know that it's like, because it's also, when they do that, it's like on a timer, right? It's on like a timer, and it's almost like, okay, well, I think I've, you know, given you enough of my time. This qualifies as like hanging out with you or whatever it is, right? Okay, cool. Like, I gotta go. I got something else to do. And then proceed to go to the next door neighbor's house, so to speak, and spend the rest of the day there. And it's like, you, at that point, just go there. Right? I'd rather be alone from honesty than I don't know how, than popular with lies. Does that make sense? You know, do you guys know what I'm trying to say? Does that make sense? Right? Like, if I'm alone because people just generally don't want to hang out with me, just tell me that. But if you're gonna lie to me just to appease me because you feel obligated, don't. Right? Because that's bullshit, right? Like, actively want to hang out with me, right? Like, this is why I talk about people like, why are my DMs open or empty? Why are my text messages empty? Why am I always the one going, hey, anybody out there want to do this? Anybody want to go here? Anybody want to hang out? Where is the, hey, can I come hang out? Hey, do you want to do this? Hey, let's go do this. You know, and that's fine. Maybe, you know, but that's what I'm saying is, if I'm not your fit, I'd rather know that, get over it, and then just move on alone. Than, you know, I don't want to use the word two-faced, but you know, double-sided, right? Like, don't be double-sided. It's bullshit, and you know, just be careful, because people out there, they're pretty good at manipulating you, but that's okay. And if you're what I would say weak enough to be manipulated, that's fine. I don't do that. I'm not gonna, you know, be fake or whatever. Ugh. Gotta clean these. But yeah. So if I'm just an inconvenience and an obligation, don't bother. I'm okay with that. And then try to, like, think you're pulling the wool over my eyes, like I don't see, right? Just because it's dark in places doesn't mean there's not something going on there, right? And I love the thing that I love, and I don't love it in a, like, I get enjoyment out of it, other than, like, it puts people in an accountability, which is when they think that they're pulling the wool over your eyes, and then you call them on it, and then they're like, oh. Like, you could just be honest at the beginning. Be like, hey, I like to hang out at this house, but when I pass by, I like saying hi to you, you know, and then keep on going. Okay, that's cool. At least I know that I'm not completely, like, you know, like a ghost. Right? That, like, if I walk out to my mailbox and then you walk by me and you're like, hey, what's up? How's it going? You know, cool. So, like I said, I mean, I don't know how to say it any better than that, but I would rather I'd rather be alone on honesty than popular with lies, and that's about it. But, so, I was going to ask you guys if you wanted to, did you guys want to hear the letter that my daughter wrote me? Is that okay?
What?
If I read that letter?
No.
Okay, never mind. She told me, Dad, you're a loser.
No.
I
Stop.
wish you were like super cool and like all these other streamers, like the T-shirt you bought me. It was something to that effect. That was her Christmas present. It was Clarity. That's what it was. Her letter was named Clarity for my dad. Let me tell you how it is, Dad. Was it something like that?
Stop.
Okay. No, it was pretty heartfelt letter. It was something that I needed. So, but we'll just keep it what it was. So we'll move on. But I just had to go on my little bit of rant there because I just. And you know, like, don't let people like manipulate you. I don't know. I think it's a weakness if you get manipulated, and I don't. That's why even when Jim and I was talking about the sometimes they're the best letters. Yeah, it was pretty amazing. He was talking about, like, you know how like that peanut guy, right? Well, he's got 50,000 followers because people like basically do what he says, and I'm like, well, then I'm not gonna. Then I guess I'm not gonna have 50,000 followers. Because I don't try to tell people how to do something. I don't tell them how to play, what to play, when to play, why to play, what to do when I'm playing. But people are manipulated by, you know, narcissistic people, by fake people, by gimmicky people. Because unfortunately people think that that's cool. And, you know, they look at people like me and it's like, oh yeah, he's cool for a minute, but he's not like all this. You're right. I'm not all that, and I will never be all that. I'll always be me. You know, I'm not going to be a cartoon peanut or a narcissist or, you know, I'm better than you, or I'm not going to be fake. If you don't like the fact that I'm, you know, emotional or dramatic, or that I have drama and I talk about a lot of things, then that's cool. At least I'll die alone knowing I was real, right? And the right people will either see that or... You know, I'm not going to bother. And then don't hit me with the fake, you know, don't hit me with that fake fucking, oh, I'm sorry, this or that, or this or that. No, just be straight up. Like, nah, I just didn't want to. It's so much funner when I go do this. Like, okay, cool. Then I will make sure not to ask you. You know where to find me for anything, but at the end of the day... but, you know, it's funny, but people will flock to certain types of people. People like narcissists. People like that. Right? People like gimmicks and stuff like that. You know, and then hopefully there's people out there that like true people and real people and honesty with not flashy lights and bullshit and gimmicks and lies and, you know, like, watch me, follow me. Like, no, I'm never going to tell anybody to follow me. You can walk side by side with me because I don't need you behind me. You know, and if you want to pass me by and move in front, that's fine. You know, but I don't want you to, like, I don't mean like I don't want followers, like, for my channels, but I mean, I don't want, I'm not like a narcissist. I don't need to be on a pedestal and tell everybody, hey, look at me, this is how I'm going to have all the friends in the world. And maybe that's a problem. Maybe that's what a lot of people want. Well, then that's okay. I'd rather just be alone with not a lot of friends, right? People don't call. People don't text. People don't ask me first genuinely. I know, like, things, like, some of those things are changing. Like, this is an overall thing. This isn't, like, certain situations, but I'm not fake in a fake world, right? People saying things that they don't mean. Like, we live in a world where nobody says anything that's real anymore. And when I say, in the overall, the amount of people that are like that is huge. So yes, it's a generalization, but it's a pretty accurate generalization. People don't know loyalty anymore. You don't have friends for 35 years anymore. You have friends for like 6 months, if even that far. Right? People don't date for 30 years anymore. People don't, have long marriages anymore. People aren't friends for very long. People move on to the next big thing as soon as it comes along, whether it's a video game, whether it's a fucking new car, whether it's a fucking franchise of movies, or whether it's a fucking person. Right? There's no loyalty. You won't make a friend now that you're going to have in 30 years. People aren't like that anymore. They're your friend for as long as it's convenient for them. And when that convenience is done, they're not your friend anymore. And it's a proven fucking fact. It's happening every day. It continues to happen, and it's a world that loyalty just doesn't exist. You don't make long-term friends anymore. Dating is fucking crazy. The fact that my relationship with Taya happened is crazy, especially how we met and how it all was able for us to meet, because of things that I wasn't going to stream this or that. You get friends. Literally, I've had people go, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry about your loss," or "I'm so sorry about this," or "Oh yeah, man, you can hit me up," and you DM them, and they talk to you for about 2 or 3 DMs, and then it's like, "All right, well, I'm closing down for the night. I'll talk to you later," and that's it. I mean, that's literally it. People nowadays are only in it for what they can get out of it. And as long as that convenience is there, they'll hang on. But once it's not convenient anymore, they don't stick around. They don't keep checking in on you. They don't keep their DMs open. They don't bond with you and make an everlasting bond. It doesn't happen anymore. It sucks, but it's the way it is. But the more that you realize it, then I guess the easier it is to technically sleep with yourself at night. Give me a second. But tell me I'm wrong, right? Like that, those memes where it's like, yada, 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 fight me, or yada, yada, yada. What's that thing where the guy's with the table? Oh, change my mind, right? Yada, 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 change my mind. Right? People aren't loyalty. People are treated as an inconvenience, and people only stick around long enough to get what they want out of it. And when they're done, you're done. They're done with you. What did I just say the thing was? Change my mind. Change my mind. Tell me I'm fucking wrong. And it's been worse. Like I had friends for years. Friends that we hang on for years. Once you were a friend back in the day, when I was growing up, you were friends. You were friends. Every once in a while something happened and you guys got in a fight or whatever, and then maybe you weren't friends, and then, stuff like that. But in most cases, you go out and you were messing around with people. Or I have a gamer friend that I have been game friends with that we occasionally game. Think changes throughout life have changed that because, especially with what I was going through. And but they're still on my friends list. I had people on my Facebook that I met in a Facebook group a long time ago. Left those Facebook groups, created my own. They came with me, and we've been friends ever since. And ironically, one of those people is a friend that he is an Eagles fan, which is a Redskins rival, and he is an Ohio State fan, which is a Michigan rival. But we're like the best of homies, and we've been best of homies. And it's going on, 2012 is I think when we met in the Facebook group, and it's 25, so 13 years. You show me anybody today that I've come across other than my girlfriend I was going to spend the rest of my life with me, and a few other exceptions, You show me people that fucking are that loyal to this day. Right? They're not. People don't want to stick around any longer than it's convenient for them, or if they're not getting anything out of it, or they go to places that make them feel, whether it's a narcissist, whether it's an asshole, whether it's a great person, a happy person, a streamer, a fucking gimmick, whatever. But overall, people, you need to stop saying loyalty words and expressions when you don't really mean it, right? Just be honest. Just be like, yeah, it's cool. It's nice to meet you. I wish you all the best, but you know, I'll be probably doing this kind of stuff. So just if I see you, I'll say hi. Like, okay, cool. That sounds good. I'm still friends with the first person that wasn't family. That was my friend. I was 6 when I met her, but that relationship is rare now. Right, but I mean, how long was it not? Right? I have my friend. I'd call her 16 digits because she doesn't, want me sharing her name too much. But if you really want it, like, she's still my friend. Like, she just texted me the other day saying, "Wow, you look like you're growing your following or something." But it's been like a couple, maybe a couple months since we talked, or because she, knew about the death of my girlfriend. But it's not as frequent. But like, I can tell you right now, we're going on like what's 1990? We're going on 36 years of friendship. Now, does that friendship mean tied at the hip the whole 36 years? No. Right? She's married with her friends. We're friends, but she'll check in. She'll say hi. She'll come in here once in a while. And you talk almost every day. See, and that's good, but that doesn't mean that. But I'm talking like people nowadays, right? Now it's like you meet someone in a Discord group, in a Facebook group, in streaming, whatever, right? You don't get that now, right? How many people told me, yeah, we're going to get you to affiliate, and then once you get affiliate, we're all going to grow together, we're going to be superstars. Haven't heard a fucking peep out of them. Like, don't tell me that. Just be like, yeah, here's how you can make affiliate, but we're probably not going to stick around after you do. Okay. You're going to have to go get your own, your own following. Like, okay, cool. But don't say loyalty things when you don't mean it, when you're not loyal. And if you are, it's not to me. But until like you've been coming around like for a year, then it goes on 2 years, and then it goes 3 years, and yeah, it doesn't have to be every day. Then I'll start going like, okay, cool, yeah, I'll ask you now and again. But now it's like you meet someone, hey, my DMs are open. You DM about what's going on. They're like, oh yeah, I do this and that. Oh, by the way, look at the time, I gotta go, but my DMs are open. I'll DM you tomorrow, and then you don't hear from them. You don't get loyal people. You can't believe things people tell you. If you hear things like, I'm not going anywhere, I can guarantee you that person's already gone. How many times do you excuse your way out of something before it's like, why? I'll stop asking. But then if you stop asking, then they're like, well, why didn't you tell me? How come didn't ask me to play? I did. 17 other times, and I figured that by the 18th time I was done. And you know where I am, right? Like, you know where I am. So why do I always have to do it? Make me feel like I'm an important part of this relationship, or this friendship, or this arrangement, or whatever it is. Make me feel like a valued part. Because if I'm always the one pulling you in, it becomes where I feel like I'm like an inconvenience. You really don't want to, but you do it just to fucking please me. Like, that's great, but also do it because it pleases yourself. I mean, in layman's terms, people are just full of shit. Right? People are full of shit now. And, I hate to say it, and you see the ones that, like, weed themselves out of that, and I don't mean weed in that, but that separate themselves from that generalization, and that's fine. And it's harder, though, right? It's harder today. because of the fact that nobody wants to commit and nobody's loyal and everybody's full of shit. Right? Like I just said, that meme says, somebody changed my mind. You tell me that loyalty exists nowadays. You change my mind on that right there. It's not happening. You know it. I know it. 2 viewers out of 300 followers or 2 viewers out of 958 followers. It kind of says it right there. And I don't care if it's the streaming world, but I'm telling you, in the real world, in everything, people are, in most cases, full of shit. They're not loyal. You're just a convenience until they're done with you. If they don't get anything out of it, they don't want to be around. So, be around. Loyalty exists, but it's so few and far between, it might as well not exist anymore. It's pretty bad. It is pretty bad. And I don't mean that you have to be friends with everybody in the world, but remember when I remember I had a group of like 15 friends that we were always doing something. Maybe not all of us all together all the time, but I swear to God, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of us at a time, all the time. We were always doing stuff. We were always calling each other, when I did have a cell phone, whatever. Going out, doing this, playing, and then they were actively calling you, hitting you up like that. Now, maybe 1, 2. But, and don't tell me that now people have lives. Motherfucker, people have always had lives. And people have always had lives. It's like the guy that we argued with on one of our teams that bro, you're not showing up for any fucking practices. Well, I got a wife and 4 kids and a job. Okay, cool. But here's the thing. You said you wanted to be on a team and play in a tournament. That means you're committing to that. It doesn't matter if you have fucking 4 wife and kids. A wife and 4... Okay, whatever. A wife and 4 kids. And a job and 2 jobs and, you get 2 hours of sleep. Then you shouldn't have said that you wanted to play. Because by saying yes, that means that you are going to dedicate some time. And I'm not saying every second of every day or every practice we ever had to do, you had to be there. But when you were at none to 1, or should I say 1 to none, that's you failed on a commitment. And I don't care. It doesn't matter that I'm on disability and I have nothing in my life, and I have all the time in the world. And you have 4 wife and kids. Once you commit, you're out. That stuff doesn't necessarily exist to the level of you never show up or you never do it. Don't make a commitment and not commit. Right? It doesn't have to be 100% all the time. It just means at least 75%, 60, 70% commit. Right? Yeah, I'm going to play in that tournament. Okay, well, we're going to be practicing these days. Okay, cool. I'll be here tomorrow. Okay, I can't make it today. I'll be here tomorrow. Cool. But when we're tracking you down every single time, and then it's I got a wife and 4 kids. Cool. I'm jealous because I don't have a family. I mean, I don't have I don't live with I don't have a wife. I don't live with my 4 kids. I don't work. Right? I guess I have my daughter. That's not what I'm saying. Right? The design for humans is to let me get the white picket fence, let me get married, let me have children, let me have a job, and then that's what I'm doing all this for. That's great. But if during that whole thing you go, yeah, I also want to play in this tournament, guys, so I want to be on your team. Yeah, I'll practice. Don't do it if you can't commit at least 50% of the time. If there's 4 practices and you can't make at least 2 of them, don't commit. And ahead of time, because your excuse is going to be, and I don't mean to say excuse, but your thing is going to be, I have a wife and 4 kids and a job. Cool. Maybe you shouldn't have played. No, I wanted to. Okay, well, are you going to practice? No, I can't. I have a wife and 4 kids. Okay, we're back to 0 again. We're back to start. Then why did you play? Then why did you commit? Because I want to play in the tournament. Okay, but we also want to practice together. Okay. Well, I can't show up at any of the practices. Well, why can't you? Oh, because I have a wife and 4 kids. Okay, then why did you play? If you have a wife and 4 kids and you know that you can't commit ahead of time, why did you decide to play? Because I want to do it. Okay, cool. Wanting to do it, and you have to commit at least 50%. At least 50%. And it doesn't matter the fact that I just happen to have open availability that I could potentially. But when I have doctor's appointments, or my daughter's here and she wants to do something, or we're eating dinner, yeah. But I have the flexibility to work around your schedule because you have wife and 4 kids, right? Like, okay, well, I can do it on Saturday evenings. Then let's practice every Saturday evening beforehand. Right? So, like, people don't know what commitment means. And I'm not saying, and, like, that's the thing, is the commitment in things like tournaments or whatever, or even a friendship. Like, you have a friendship, you should at least commit 75% of the time, right? Be their friend at least 75% of the time. Ask them to go out, go hang out with them, talk to them, call them, text them, genuinely see what's going on, hang out with blah, 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 blah. But, you know, like a tournament, I'll give a benefit of the doubt. Like, if you're going to practice for a tournament and if you play the game and you don't really need to, but it's about working with the team, you got to show up at least 50% of the time. But even then, it should be more. But that's no difference. That's the same thing. There's no, and then they get mad when you get mad at them. It's like, bro, I'm just trying to hold you accountable. You said you could play, that you wanted to play. Yeah, but I've got all this going on. Then why did you play? Like, we wouldn't, you know, it's cool that you want to play, but you have to commit knowing that you can commit, right? Don't commit because you just want to play and then, well, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do anything for it. Wait till the next one where you can. But don't get mad at us and throw that in my face like I use that against you. That's not what I'm using against you. I'm using against you that you said you were going to commit to me or to my friendship or to playing, and you don't. What's up, Snowman? And don't get in a team if you're not in the same time zone because it makes harder to commit. Well, yeah, and you have to take in all those factors. Okay, hey, you know, I'm on the East Coast. It's when you want to practice at 6, it's 9 o'clock for me. I have a wife and kids and a job. Okay, cool. Oh. Nice. Yeah, it's exactly it. It's not like I'm not holding you. I'm not mad at you because you're in a different time zone. I would be upset is you know that we're in a different time zone. You know when I practice it, well, we're going to practice at 6. It's 9 for you. Can you commit to that? If you can, cool. Then you say, yes, I want to play. But if you know this guy on this team or on the team that we're on, they're all West Coast and I'm East Coast, I just can't make practices, don't commit. That's not anything wrong. Go find a team that you could commit to, or if you just can't, don't join a team. Wanting to and being able to are not the same thing. But yeah, but like, so man, that's a good point, right? Your time zone. Well, I'm, you know, oh yeah, I can practice every night at 9 my time. Oh, perfect. That's 6 o'clock for me. I can practice every time. Cool. You want to team up? Yes. Cool. So let's practice. Okay, cool. We can practice on every night, you know, on Wednesdays and Thursdays at 9. Okay, that's 6 for me. I'm down. I can do that. Boom. But not like, hey, I'll team up with you, and you know you're in a different time zone, and you know that you're married, and you know that you have 4 kids, and you know that you got a job, and you know that it's hard for you to find time. Pump the brakes. At that point, think to yourself, like, well, maybe I can't commit to this particular team because I'm not going to be able to practice with them. I want to get better and get in a team to go compete. Right. But to do that, you're going to have to commit time, right, to practice. Plus, being on a team, and, like, you can be good at a game, but I'm going to tell you how many teams we went up against that that they never played together, and we almost whooped their ass. Yes, they were still pros, but we worked together. I was on a team that we practiced I put 27 hours in 3 days of practice with this team. and we almost rolled a team of people that just didn't, right? You can be a better team of average players that play together all the time than a team that's a bunch of pros that never play together, because teamwork is essential, but don't commit to that team. But have to make sure I can make it. Right. So if I ask you, like, hey, Snowman, do you want to do the gunfight tournament with me? Well, you know I'm East Coast. Okay, I'm West Coast. What is a good time for you? I can practice Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9 p.m. Hey, perfect. I've got that availability. That's 6 o'clock for me. I can practice. Okay, now do you want to team up? Yeah. But if I go to you, hey, Snowman, you want to be in a gunfight tournament? Well, I'm on the East Coast. I can only practice Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays because I have a family and kids, and the other days I'm with them. Oh, you know what, man? Like, I can't do 6, and I can only do Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay, cool. All right, well, good luck, man. I hope you find another team or whatever, right? Like, then don't say, yeah. But you know going in, I'm on the East Coast, so if somebody asks me, one of the first things that I'm going to talk to them about is, yeah, are you East Coast? What's one of the first things I ask people when I do ask them to play? Or when I want to come watch them stream, or when I want to tell them my podcast is, or have them come on my podcast. If I go, like, I just had 2 people I scheduled for a podcast, and I went to the one guy and I was like, hey, would you like to come on my podcast and talk to me? You know, you've been around a while and I haven't got an opportunity. He said, yeah, that'd be great. And the first thing I said after that, was, what time zone are you in? Remind me so I know. And then he goes, I'm East Coast. Right. That was the first thing I asked him. That was the first thing. You know, okay, what time zone are you in? Oh, I'm East Coast. Okay, well, I follow with, okay, well, I usually, I do my podcast at 5:30 Pacific time, which is going to be 8:30. So then I reference for them, so they don't even have to do the math. As dumb as I am sometimes, I do my podcast at 5:30. That's going to be 8:30 for you. Would that work for you, and what day? Then you put it back in their court. Then they go, well, 8:30 my time. Yeah, I can commit on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Can we do it one of those days? Then they come back to me and I go, yeah, I can do Tuesdays and Thursdays because I'm pretty flexible. Boom. Now we've scheduled a podcast. I know that person's going to show up because I knew 8:30 their time, and they knew 8:30 their time was a good time for them on a Thursday. Boom. Perfect. Yep, you need to be ready to commit to the grind. If you hesitate for 1 second, don't commit. Exactly. Right, and that's not a bad thing on you. I'm not mad at you. It's just like, hey, do you want to play in a tournament? Instantly, I'm an East Coaster, so I'm not going to commit if you're in the West Coast because I can't play with you at any times that don't, you know, blah, blah, whatever. You know what I mean? I know I'm like, that was a weird extreme, but you know going in, right? When someone asks you, I think one of the biggest things is, yeah, if you go, hey, I'm like, hey, Snowman, do you want to play? You're like, and the first thing your mind is going to is, well, I got 6 kids and I work 6 days a week. Like, be like, you know, man, it's cool, bro. I've got a lot going on. I wouldn't be able to commit to you. So I appreciate you asking. Boom. That's what you do, right? Because you know going in what your situation is. So you can't, when I'm like, hey, Snowman, you said that you wanted to be in this tournament and you were going to practice with us, and you have yet to practice. Well, it's because I have a wife and kids and I'm on the East Coast. Why didn't you come up with that at the beginning when I asked you, knowing that you were on the East Coast, had a job and a wife and kids? Why didn't you tell me that? Knowing you knew that coming in, right? I didn't, because I don't necessarily know you. Maybe once I know you, but you know, a lot of people, and regardless, I don't always know. And I think people don't do that, right? People either just blindly commit, or people like, are, like I said, full of shit, right? But yeah, you have to be ready, especially if you're like, I'm going to be in a rivals tournament. Okay, I'm going to be ready with the fact that I'm on the East Coast at this time. Cool. So I'm going to start asking people. And when you ask around, go, everybody, I am an East Coast person. 8:30s, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for me is a perfect time. Who wants to squat up? Now you've already put it out there, so people that can work into that are the ones that are going to ask you. Right? We talked about helping me get better, but it's on me that I never ask you again. And for me, it's all day, 7 hours, or 7 to 7:30. Right. So, yeah, you get it, right? You understand. And that's a good way to do it with the GGL, yeah. But with the GGL, but with anything, right? Especially in something like that. And that's a way to ask, right? When people are like, hey, is anybody playing in the gunfight tournament? Okay, when you do that, what you should say is you come out the gate with, everybody, I'm East Coast. I can practice these days and this time. Yes, I want to commit to playing on a team. Who out there can fit into that and wants to team up? If you start out the gate right there, I'm not going to look at you if I can't fit into that. I'm not going to ask you. I'm not going to try to and then expect you to commit to me when we can't line up the same things. So it's everybody's responsibility on both sides. One, the person asking to find out, hey, when can you, before you say yes, and I'm here expecting you to do it, when can you? And then on the flip side, the person that may be out just kind of like throwing their olive branches out there, say what time you can and can, so they know automatically. And those people are the ones that are going to ask you, and you're not getting into a situation, and you're not sitting there playing the, well, I've got this going on when you knew you had it going on, and then there's no animosity. It's cool, bro. You can't? Okay, I'll go find another team. I appreciate you. Maybe another time. Or, yeah, dude, that works. Let's team up. Perfect. You know, and I know things come up, but saying, like, I can practice Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, cool. I know, for all intents and purposes, you're going to be able to commit to most of those. Things come up, doctors, people get sick, whatever. But, you know, but then that way both sides understand each other. Nobody communicates, right? People don't communicate. People are just like, you want to play? Yeah. Huh. Okay, where are you? Oh, I got all this shit going on. Well, what the fuck? If up front, and so those are things that I ask people. That is like the first thing I ask people. What time zone are you in? What days are good for you? And especially if I'm asking you, I want you to tell me, right? And I respect people that are like, yeah, you tell me what day you want me on. I can do those. Okay. No, how about this, right? You know what time I podcast, and you know what days I podcast. I want you to tell me, because I'm the one asking you to come on, or I'm the one asking you to play. At that point, you're saying yes. Okay, cool. Now, what day works best for you? Instead of me going, Monday? Oh, I can't do Monday. Tuesday? I can't do Tuesday. Wednesday? I can't do Wednesday. Thursday? Yeah, I think so. Friday? Possibly. Saturday? For sure. Right? No. Here, like, would you like to come on the show? Would you like to play? Yes. When do you plan on doing your podcast? At what time? Well, I do it on this time, and I am free these days. Okay, I'll let you know what day works for me. Then you come to me and go, hey, Saturday at 5:30 works for me. Cool, because that's one of the times I told you would work. Perfect. Yeah, tell me when, and we will make it right. Especially if I'm the one inviting you, right? And then everybody's happy. There's no animosity, and it's a clear communication. And then, now that we're locked in, cool. I'm gonna be like waiting for you to show up on the podcast at 5:30, or now I'm expecting you to practice on the days that you said you would, you know, minus, a serious situation that you can't. But otherwise, I expect you to. Then it's like, okay, cool. Now here we are. Let's go. And there's not a ton of that anymore, and it's just, it would make things so much easier. The animosity level for people would be like near non-existent. And I just don't understand why people can't think that way. Right? If I ever ask you to come on my podcast, like, I want, you tell me. Because the first thing I'm going to tell you is I am West Coast. I do it at 5:30s. But, and I do it every day at 5:30, but I am flexible to move it. Then the ball is now in your court. You get to tell me what works for you, so we both know that there's no lack of communication, and there's not animosity as to, well, you said this and you said that. Well, I can't do it because of this. No, you didn't tell me that. You knew when and then everything's cool. We need more of that. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. But it's the laziness of people and the lack of, like, loyalty and commitment to even committing to just answering the right way, because they don't take the time. It's like, wow, that means I have to think about what's going on in my life and what zone you're in and do the math and do all this, and I really don't want to do it. Okay, then don't. Right out the gate, if I go to ask you and like, hey, did you want to play in a tournament? Nah, I can't. If you don't want to take the time to think a little bit and communicate with me, then just go ahead and say no. To anything. A date? A podcast? A gaming time? A stream? A lunch date? A hanging out at the house? A fucking, anything. If it's going to be a pause or like just go ahead and say no. It's better that way. Even if you want to, if you're humming and hawing and you're thinking of like, well, I can't hear in this, then just wait. Or be straight out the gates. I won't do anything before 9 p.m. Eastern. Okay, cool. So I'm not going to ask you any further because that won't work for me. It was good talking to you. Right? There's nothing wrong with that. Communication is a big thing that we're lacking. And it can work both ways, right? Even if it's, communicate with me that you don't want to hang out with me. That way I'm not breaking my heart over the fact that I ask you 100 times and you don't show up. Just tell me straight out the gate, because then I can start getting over the fact that you don't want to hang out with me, and I try to go find someone that will. It's on all levels like that. Look at it. I want to read this thing in the chat. Attention. Coming soon to a chat near you. In a world of endless chat, one stream stands out. Couch Pod episode 3 to 8. Dream Roses brings the laughs while Snowman shares wisdom on the time zone teamwork. But loyal viewers stick around for the support. Music vibes from Pretzel Rock sets the mood as the community gears up for gaming greatness. Will Snowman find their dream team? Stay tuned. It's one of the biggest problems of society. 1000% is. And that's what I was talking about at the beginning, is the communication. And people aren't loyal. There's no loyalty. There's no communication. People are full of shit. There's no dedication. If I don't get something out of it, I don't want it. You're a matter of convenience only when I want to, and now I'm done. Communicate all that, right? I swear to God, if you communicate from the beginning, bro, I really don't like your podcast, so I probably won't come around. Okay. Thank you. That sucks. My feelings will be hurt. I'll get over it, but thank you for telling me so that I'm not sitting here going like, oh, you keep telling me every day you're going to come to my podcast and you never do. Like, or I really want to, but I'm married with kids and I really can't dedicate the time, but I appreciate you asking me. Okay, cool. Thank you. It's still going to suck because I would really wish you could, but you communicated to me. Right? Communication is sometimes going to break people, their heart or bum them out, but it's easier to deal with that stuff, and that communication is more respectful, that they might go, that's cool. I get it. Thank you for telling me straight up so I know, and so I'm not wondering or thinking or whatever. But that's the biggest problem in society today, is people don't communicate. And communicate your loyalty level. Like, dude, I'm going to be there every day and I'm going to show you every day. Or like, nah, I'm good. Like, cool. But you communicated, and that's a respect thing too. Even if it's something that is going to not be the answer that I would hope for, it's going to make me respect you a little more, because at least you were straight up with me. And I know that every time I were to come to you, if I further came to you about something, that you're going to be like straight up with me. And it feels less like treason because it was said with honesty. Exactly. It's still going to suck. Is it going to suck or sting a little bit, or is it going to bum you out? Because, I really want Snowman to, to come to my podcast every day, but he straight up told me that he won't because he can't. He just doesn't have the time for that. Or he just, I like, I don't prefer listening to you. I prefer listening to somebody else. Great. That sucks. But at least you were straight up, so I'm not like, man, Snowman, why are you never coming in? Or I've asked you 100 times and you said yes, but you've never shown up. Like, it's gonna suck, but then I'm gonna respect you more. Like, cool, fuck you, asshole, that you don't want to come to my podcast every day, but I respect you. You know, I kind of joke, but you know what I'm saying? Like, just do that. You're gonna hurt people's feelings. It's not gonna be the answer people always want. But at the end of the day, you'll probably get more respect and understanding. And maybe down the road, that relationship between the two of you changes for a more in-depth relationship because of that communication from the beginning. Right? I just turned on the go live notification for the podcast. Now I'll pop in once in a while. Okay. And that's fine. And that's gonna be like, I'm not gonna expect you to show up. I'm just gonna, you know, like, hey, you said that, you know, if it pops up, you're gonna, and you have a chance to get in, you'll come in. Cool. Then what I'm gonna do is not think about it, and then if I see Snowman pop in, I'm gonna be like, cool, bro, what's up? Thanks for coming to the podcast, like I always am, right? But I'm not gonna be like, hey, man, you know, you said you'd come around once in a while, and I keep watching every day for you. Like, that's different, right? No, that's not what you told me. And I appreciate you turning on the notification, and you come in when you can. Not get a spam invite, right? Wait, I didn't say that. No. But yeah, but you communicated with me that, like, yeah, bro, I have it on. If I get the chance, I'll come in. Cool. That's telling me that you can't do any type of commitment. If you see it and you can and you're free at that point, you'll hop in. Then I won't sit there and dwell on it. I'll just be like, oh shit, hey, there's Snowman. And not that I don't care, or not that I don't want you to come in, but I'm not going to hold that to you to where it's like, damn, Snowman, you hurt my feelings because I look for you every day. It's like, oh, dude, you're here. Hey, what's up, man? Let's talk. Like, I appreciate you coming in. Yeah, man, I saw your alert popped up and I was free, so I wanted to come in and say hi. Perfect. Thank you. And if I don't see you for 10 more months, it's because you just couldn't. But please don't let once in a while be once every 10 months, because that's really just bullshit. But you know what I mean, right? Like, you come in every now and then throughout the month or whatever. But that's how it should be. Right, and especially you can't all have the same schedule as I do, right? And I don't expect people to. And so what I like to do is, I put out, hey guys, it's easy for you to know when you can make it when you know when I do it, right? If you don't communicate that to me, how am I going to know, like, what once in a while am I going to pop in your podcast when I never see it because I don't know when it is? Bro, it's every day at 5:30. Cool. Once in a while I'll pop in. Great. Okay, forgotten. Hey, there's Snowman. He popped in. What's up, buddy? Holy crap. That was amazing. Look at that communication, and we're cool. Yeah, maybe not every day, but more than not. Yeah, right? Like, I mean, when was the last time you were in here? And that's not calling you out, but I'm just saying, like, for factual thing, when was the last time, right? It's been a few weeks, right? But that's okay, because that's the once in a while that you can commit to, and that's, I put out there when it is, and you know when it is. You've got the alerts up, so if you can, you hop in. There you go. Right? It's not an everyday thing, but it's not like you commit and I never see you, or you say something and I never see you again. Once in a while is an understanding that there's going to be a time distance between the next time you see them, and so you don't have to dwell on them and put them under a pressure to where you then make them feel bad, right? Damn, dude, you said you were going to always be here. No, I didn't. I said once in a while. Well, yeah, but, no, I didn't. I pop in when I can. Cool. So. So, you get it. And that's my point. And I love that you come in and, you know, it's like, it's cool because it's like, it's kind of like, you know, in a relationship where you're like, it's almost kind of cool, like time goes between when you see somebody, because then it's like really cool when you see them. Like, I know he can't come every day, so when he does, it's like, holy crap, he's here. That's amazing. He said he would come in once in a while, and here's that once in a while, and now I get to say hi to Snowman. Like, hey, what's up, buddy? And then you go, and then, you know, maybe I see you again tomorrow, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't see you for another couple of weeks. But then it's like you come back in, and it's like, what's up? But if you're able to come in every day, I'm going to love that too, right? Dreamy's trying to hit me with the subject change. She's like, shut up, Cutter. You talk a lot on a podcast where you're supposed to talk a lot, but shut up, Cutter. So I took my roast and put it in some more liquid and covered it in foil. What liquid? Water? Or broth? Then tossed it in the oven. I figured it couldn't have got worse. Left my ass on. It finally fell apart. Which means it got better because it's falling off the bone. Beef broth, right. So now it's better. So now your starving kid had to eat like 2 hours later. I'm kidding. I'm glad it worked out because I know you were talking about how it wasn't doing great. This is what I made for dinner. See, I cooked up a nice dinner. You can see that. That's my daughter's. You can't really see it. There's cornbread and mac and cheese and ham and a salad. And then mine was some glazed ham, lettuce, and cornbread. Or salad and cornbread. Ah! Oh! Those were my nudes. I'm just kidding. She ate the veggies that were done. Yeah. Not the... Yeah. Oh, she didn't... That's good. What were the veggies, though? Why does it do that? Carrots, potatoes. Oh. I don't like carrots cooked. I prefer them raw if I'm gonna eat them. I use what I had on hand. Well, you are in Idaho, so if you don't have potatoes on hand in Idaho, then you're doing something wrong, or you need to move the fuck out. Someone comes in. I wonder if you walk into a house in Idaho and they don't have potatoes, you don't hang out with that person. That's where friendships end right there. Come on over. Are you guys going to have potatoes for dinner? No, we don't have any. Oh, well, there's this thing I got to do. I'm going to go get some fucking potatoes. But that's cool. I'm glad your dinner worked out. That's really good. I don't like this family. It's so fucking stupid. Oh, good lord. So we're watching TikToks now. But anyway, I just think whether it's good or bad, whether you might hurt someone's feelings or not, just be straight up, communicate, stop, and don't be loyal if you're not gonna be loyal. Don't open your DMs if you're not really gonna do them. Don't say things that you're never gonna follow through on. Just say like, I probably won't follow through on them, so don't keep asking me. Okay, cool. I mean, you know, that stings a little bit, but I appreciate the loyalty because now I'll know to never expect you to do those things and ask you because you're not going to follow through on them. So I get it, and it's okay if it's okay. It sucks, but it's okay, right? So just, you know, people just communicate more. So on that note, we got a little bit of time left. And I think we'll watch some TikToks unless anybody has anything. Time for one of my meds. So, should we finish up here? We can go a little bit longer. Unless anybody has anything, we can do some TikToks. My last couple clips haven't done like that great. After the one that did 1,200, I got 378. Holy, I didn't look at that though. Holy shit! So the one that was 1,200 was 1,224 with 38 likes. Then the next one was 378 views, but it had 65 likes.
Oh, and a shredder.
That's pretty good. I don't remember having that high of likes. Then the one after that was 238 views, and 40 likes. And the most recent one is 202 views with only 13 likes, so not great. And then let's look at Instagram, because we're kind of trying to track. It's not all about like me. I'm just trying to track algorithms and see what's doing good and what's not. Man, beard food. That is an extremely beautiful woman. No, that's not his wife. Well, at least I don't think it is, unless he remarried. But so that one clip back here did it almost, look at it, stopped 3 shy of fucking 4,000. I mean 3,500. But it's 3,497 views with 58 likes, or 53 likes. That was the big one. And then after that, it was 12 likes and 445 views. And then after that, it was 9 likes and only 274 views. And then after that, the most recent one was, it's only 5 likes and 210 views. So not spectacular. But I think we're learning that so far. Sunday at 10:30 seems to be a pretty good time, because the one that did 1,200 on TikTok and 3,500 on Instagram were both last Sunday. The ones during the week, you know, they're hit and miss. But then on YouTube, not a shit ton of likes on YouTube, but the views are fucking been pretty decent since I've kind of switched up my style a little bit. I need to do more clip editing video to promote my channel more. Yeah, that's definitely a good thing to do. I love doing it. I use CapCut and I love editing my clips. The only thing I really use AI for is to generate the captions, but other than that, I do it all myself. You know, hey, you know, I'm not one of those graphic artist designers that say, you know, I'll charge you to do it, but hey, if you ever need some help, let me know. But yeah, you can see. So the clips for me have, you know, they're pretty good on. They're getting look how many are getting a lot of pretty good views on YouTube. Since this one that was, so look at these, 11, 114, and 29. Then all of a sudden it was 1.2, and then it's 874, 475, 899, 853, over 700, over 800, over 800, over 800, over 800, 800, 900, 900, 700. This one kind of was weak because apparently people don't like to watch podcasts very much. Well, they don't like clips of podcasts of me, I guess. Then 900, 300, 900, almost 900, 600, 600. Like, that's crazy. I don't know. I just like to see it, what's going on. But it's crazy to think that, like, you know, they're kind of getting a consistent amount of views. You can definitely tell, like, the style helps a little bit. And, you know, those two that blew up big, those were the biggest ones. 3,500 on Instagram and 1,300 on TikTok. Those are huge for me. And then, like, 65 likes. Like, that's the most I've ever had. So hopefully that continues to grow. But yeah, making clips and stuff like that is really good. I have a mod that makes sure I have a very consistent, large backlog of clips to make. Like, I've got a lot, like, with my daughter here, they're probably going to pile up, but I still got to make the Battlefield, you know, spitting bars clip. I got to I got to do the one with the instant karma and the you know, a lot of the Arc Raiders, which are great. I want to do more of my podcast one. But yeah, Dreamy My Mod makes sure that I have a very full backlog of fucking clips to do. Because before, when I was either doing it by myself or I didn't have very much. But now it's like slow down, girl. But don't, because it just makes for so many opportunities for, like, content. And if you see the way that I did this last clip, which I think is pretty cool, I combined two different clips. Same kind of style of what was going on, but it's pretty cool if you watch it.
Wait, no, we can't get up. How the fuck? How the fuck can you get up?
Oh my god, I'm risking it. I'm risking it.
We gotta get out to the front gate, I think, bro.
Oh no. Oh, did you see me catch that zip line? Oh, I made it. I lived it. Okay, let's just fucking get this thing and go high.
Oh, there's a way out right. There's a way out right.
One hop this time. Try again. Turn it out.
Okay.
To the left. Alright.
So, you know, and then you get opportunity to do a lot of things like that. Like the other one where I combined two different clips and but yeah. So it's a good thing. Clip a lot of stuff. It takes a little bit of work, but you know, do them. I have learned that if you keep them under 60 seconds, you don't fall under the copyright stuff. So you can pretty much put what music you want on there. And, you know, people don't want to, I've learned, you know, unless you're doing like a YouTube show like, you know, Good Mythical Morning, or you're doing a series of like reaction videos and stuff like that, which I'm going to start doing too. You know, my clips are now 60 seconds or less. They're not copyrighted. I've changed the format of like how much special effects that I put in on them because people just kind of want to see the gameplay, but they like the comedy. I've added the captions, which is an amazing thing because people that can't hear or maybe can't turn their phone up can at least read what's going on and still get a kick out of it. You know, and it's just a thing. So if you ever want help, tips, or advice or whatever, you know where to come. I said that. People who can't hear, didn't I say that? I also mean, like, you know, like, I wasn't just referring to you. But, you know, I mean, people that read captions and stuff. And even people that can hear read. They like to read. There's people that can hear that like to read. Taya liked to read stuff. There's people that like to read and listen to movies. I you know, So, but it helps people, you know, and you open your audience a little more because people are like, you know, I can read what's going on, so I can at least, you know, follow along with the clip and see what's going on. Just seeing if she's still going, yeah. So, let's watch a few TikToks.
I don't like this family. It's so fucking stupid.
If you
Yeah, like, what? Straight up, what?
want another mommy smile. Milo, I said if you want another mommy smile.
Mommy? Yeah. Kale sandwich, by the way.
Thanks for letting me know.
Why do you have him as a husband?
I have no idea. Why do you have him as a dad?
It's not my fault.
Good point. You got a point there.
Why would you want a new mom?
Am I ugly?
Yeah.
Why?
Okay, so ugly, so yeah.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I'm gonna grow up like a mommy, and then I'm gonna say cuss words, just like you. I don't like this family.
Set up.
Oh no.
It's just another jackass. It's not like.
On a good day by thinking about a bad yesterday. Ignore it. But don't listen to other people.
There he goes. There he goes, chat. Kick him behind the tree. Yo, wait, bro, that's my butt. Hey, get your ass back here, boy. Oh, he's looking at it. Oh, he's taking it. Come on. Easy pick. Oh my God. So put him at the bike racks. You shock it before you tell me when.
It's total jackass stuff because you can't do that to people and potentially injure them and stuff. Like, you can't do that. So I just think it's funny that. I mean, you wish you could for people that are seriously like bad people, but.
I am on my way to go ruin someone's day. Let's go make them cry. I have a right to go to bed. Now please go home. Please go to bed. Please wake up. Good morning. You're about to move. Please get ready to move. You're awake? You awake? Good morning.
Good morning.
Nice.
What did you order? Definitely doesn't. I'll bring my car out here in 1 hour. There's better than every car out here. Trust me.
What?
I told you it's the one your mom got me.
Come officer, ready! Oh.
Baby, you need sick. That's not going anywhere. Please move to the sidewalk. Star's coming in and gotta get with. I am on my way to go ruin someone's day. Let's go make them cry.
Dude, why do you have... Dude,
Name someone you are glad.
I like it.
I'd be like, now you owe me a pair of sunglasses and a hat. That's not a prank, that's just stupid.
Mate, everything comes in freeze, baby.
Get the song. Get the song.
It's the same
Oh.
old theme since 1916. In your head, they're still fighting with their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their guns. In your head, they are dying. What's in your head?
I couldn't do any of this shit. Probably not even on my best day. Crazy. He got him off the head too.
Thanks for ruining the Christmas day. Thanks for the job application.
Application. Yeah. Where's the computer? I was thinking when you apply for the job and get the job, you could buy the computer.
Why do you need a job? I have an allowance.
Just want us to pay for everything before you make it have a nice easy life.
Her response to this is outrageous.
I've got my parents and I didn't actually ask to be here. You just had me. So...
Just how long you not want to get a job?
For as long as I keep getting my allowance, I don't understand why I need a job.
That's why your allowance is going to stop.
Why? All my friends have that. They don't have a job. I don't understand why I have to get a job.
I think if that's your attitude, I think your allowance needs to stop, to be honest with you.
What's up? What's up? What's up, Gemini?
She's about to show just how entitled she really is.
We're getting ready to finish up here shortly. How's it going? How's the raids going?
Don't get up to 11.
And I like going out with my friends. None of my friends have a job. Are you actually trying to embarrass me? No, I'm just trying.
How are the raids going, man? Is it...
Yeah, we need to.
Run! Making some good money right now and getting some quests done. We've been playing cross-play off, so it's been a bit relaxed. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. And then I'm going to come along and ruin everything. If you guys still want to go for a little while, we'll go watch Stranger Things, and then I'll join you. But, you know, the PC guy's going to... PC Master Race is going to ruin the party. Dude, I'm at 700k now. I hit the 700. I have 710. I broke 700k mark, dude. We can run it, yeah, whenever you're ready. You're not gonna ruin it. Well, you're like, yeah, man, we got cross-play off, so we're chill. Oh fuck, here comes Cutter. Well, that's gonna fuck it all up. Yeah, I'm at over 700K now, dude. Are you really? Dude, I just been getting dude, you know how I've been getting so much trying to look for things that I just can't find. I finally found the stuff to upgrade the one bench. Now I'm working on the next stuff. I still need surveyor vaults, and I went to go look for them today. And 7 tries, I went to Blue Gate, to the abandoned wreckage area, or the whatever, and adorned wreckage area, and I got ganked so hard by a mosh pit of arc raiders. I kept going in with free loadouts, coming out with nothing because I died every single time. All to kill the surveyor. Can I help you? You're doing all right? Oh, I didn't even know my daughter left the room. Damn, I was going hard. I don't even know. How long is the... Yeah, we can... I mean, we can finish up here, and then we can skip Stranger Things tonight. Guys, and we can watch tomorrow if you want. If you need a... Are you running a full squad right now, Gemini? Did he leave again? Let's go see if he's looks like he's running with drools right now. Well, I have my thing set to the I went under administrator for OBS, so we'll see if that helps. Otherwise, I don't know what's going on. I think it's just a lot of problems with whatever. But I think that's we gotta finish. We're gonna wrap that up here. Hold on. Oh, I got a gifted. I didn't know that. Wonder why it does that. Sorry, guys. That's so weird. Nobody on YouTube, as per usual. I'm already at like 70 views and still like only 5 subscribers. Or 70 episodes. Oh, what am I doing? I know we're doing it right. I know what we're gonna do. Gee willikers. I think we're gonna stop right there. We're gonna take a break, and I think we're gonna just skip Stranger Things tonight, and we're gonna go straight to Arc Raiders. We're gonna probably play some with Gemini and Jules since he has actively asked me to play. Other people are busy with other people doing other things, so we're gonna raid out. He just called me a dingleberry. Hey, that's Mr. Dingleberry to you, buddy. Alright, on that note, this Dingleberry is out. We're going to go raid out Gemini, and then we're going to go take a break, and then we're going to go play probably with Gemini. So, yeah, just in time. Peace out, biatches. Let's go say hi to Gemini. If you don't follow him, make sure you follow him. He's in here a lot. He's in the GGL where we've been playing Arc Raiders a lot, so I think you guys might follow him. If you don't, go show him some love, and we're going to go say hi. And then we're going to go get our Arc on.